Imagine a 9-course feast where every dish is a taste of Italy, every wine is paired perfectly, and you even handpick unique knives for your dinner. This is Fiola, a Michelin-starred Italian restaurant right in the heart of Washington, D.C. It was raining tonight, but nothing can dampen my mood. Italian cuisine is my comfort food, and tonight I'm heading to D.C. to try dishes by Chef Fabio Trabocchi. Fiola is elegant and inviting. I like the cozy mood lighting and the very plush seating. I'm greeted by friends and a nice handwritten note at the table from the restaurant. While we're checking the menu, our server brings out the longest breadsticks we've ever seen. That was really a fun start. Since it's my first time here, I'm going all in with Il Viaggio, which means the journey. It's a 9-course tasting menu meant to take me to different regions in Italy. And of course, I had to do the wine pairing. Since I enjoy starting the night on a sparkling note, I'm happy they brought out a 2020 Altalanga Pasdoce. This aperitif from Piedmont, Italy will definitely stimulate your appetite. Then begins a progression of Aperitivo inspired by different regions in Italy. We start in Tuscany with a playful take on Papa al Pomodoro, the classic tomato, basil, and bread soup. It's fascinating how this solid version of the soup delivers exactly those heartwarming flavors. Now let's go to Emilia-Romagna. From this region, piadina is actually street food. Here at Fiola, it's elevated with stracciatella and mortadella. Up next is a creamy bite of oro nero, which means black gold. It's a gnocco fritto filled with ricotta cream and topped with caviar. Now from southern Italy, salmorejo meets hamachi belly. The tart was delicate and light, and the fish was fresh and fatty. I like this bite a lot. Coming up north is a tart with grana padano cheese that goes so well with the trumpet mushroom and puree. Lastly, a Honeycrisp apple filled with gorgonzola dolce. It's sweet, earthy, and satisfyingly creamy.
I did not expect that.
So far, each bite has been impressive and packed with flavor and interesting textures. Now here's another welcoming dish from the chef. Hand-whipped Yukon Gold potatoes with Calabrian olive oil, beluga lentils, and chili from Calabria. This reminds me that oftentimes the most heartwarming flavors come from the humblest preparations. Then I was served a beautifully aromatic white wine. The 2023 Packerhoff Kerner from Alto Adige. Since we're on an Italian tasting journey, expect the bread to be a memorable stop. We get a whole wheat sourdough with olive oil on the side. I know better than to fill up on bread this early, but these are crazy good. Shortly after, we get another appetizer that is a love letter to Pantelleria, a tiny island near Sicily known for its capers. Here, they represent the island with a roll of tuna crudo. It has pesto, olives, and capers. Then another Italian white wine, 2021 Nove Domus, also from Alto Adige. The sommelier picked this to complement the creaminess of our next dish, Pasta Patate e Mare. It's inspired by pasta mista, a classic Naples dish made with leftover pasta shapes. To make it rich and creamy, Fiola used potato as the base. It was cooked al dente with a surprising heat, and it was bursting with seafood flavors. Next, we visit Sicily with a 2021 Piedefranco.
But it is 100% Nerello Mascalese, which is a wine often compared to like a Pinot Noir.
Paired with a duck ravioli. The Cubetto Genovese de Anatra, which comes in the shape of a cube. Inside is 2-week dry-aged duck drizzled with cheese, balsamic, and butter sauce. This is one of the best pasta courses I've had in my life. I just wish there were more servings on the plate. By the way, if it's your first time here, welcome! I'm Kelly Gomez and I'm on a mission to experience the world's most unforgettable meals. So if you're into food, travel, and stories that taste like adventure, subscribe and come along for the ride. Now it's time to choose our weapons. I went with the springbok horn, which looks pretty unique and interesting. Now comes a dish that I loved so much. Charcoal grilled lamb chop cooked to a perfect medium rare. It comes with a side of spinach, celery millifolia, and date. The lamb was so tender and flavorful with just the right amount of fat to amp up the flavor. To pair is a 2006 Brunello di Montalcino from Tuscany. This food and wine pairing is beyond delicious. As we know, no Italian feast is complete without a cheese course. Fiola serves the classic Piemontese-style ravioli cheese as a tic-tac-toe board. This literally lets you play with food so you can mix and match flavors and textures. Now comes a 2009 Vinsanto del Chianti from Tuscany, moderately sweet and nutty, making it a lovely match for the cheese course. And that's the end for all things savory. It's now time for desserts. But first, let's cleanse our palates with this refreshing blood orange soda. Now I'm on to my 7th glass of wine, a 2022 Benrier dessert wine from Sicily. Intensely rich and aromatic. For the grand finale, we dive into the sweet life, or as the Italians say, la dolce vita. Starting with panna cotta originale. It's one of those timeless desserts that always hits the spot. Then a twist on the beloved cannoli, which Fiola shaped like the island of Sicily. It had tons of texture. And as a pistachio lover, this is a winner. And just when I thought it couldn't get any better, they rolled out a spread of 5 desserts. A hazelnut gelato with a molten chocolate center, dark chocolate and hazelnut cake, cheesecake tart with fresh blueberries, and honey tuile with white chocolate ganache. Ending the night on a sweeter note is Siena's famous ricciarelli. The bill came and I spent a total of $561 plus 20% tip. The 9-course tasting menu itself is $285 and the wine pairing was $225. By the end of the night, I was completely full and overjoyed, exactly how I believe Italian food should make you feel. Also want to mention our server, Erin, who gave one of the most incredible services I've ever experienced. She was attentive, patient, and welcoming. My only major concern about Fiola is that they're impossible to reach on the phone or email. Nothing worked. I left them a message before and after my reservation and I never heard back. That is unusual for fine dining restaurants, especially one with a Michelin star. I'm also a little sad that they didn't give me a copy of the tasting menu after the dinner. That was another first, which I thought was weird. Now given that, would I come back? Absolutely! But next time, it'll be for a date night because Fiola is very romantic. You can laugh and talk without the stiffness of other fine dining restaurants. So if you're planning a special night in DC, this is the place. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of DC's best restaurants, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment with where I should go next. See you in the next video!